to adjust my camera for the stream. All right. Yeah, today I just got to do a bunch of random things. I want to finish this right plastic ramp. It's putting lots of hardware bits and everything in there. I need to fix this back ramp a little bit. You look straight down on the game. Um, excuse me. You look straight down on the game. This hole is not really lined up right. Um, I mean, this needs to kind of extend out a little bit more from where it is. Also, this left guide needs to be adjusted so it goes into the ramp. If there's a break at all, then it's going to cause problem, or like a separation, it's going to cause problems. I think those are the two big items. Oh, and on this thing that I was working on the other day, I want to put this a copy of this flange going down this way, so the ball doesn't fly out and it can direct it more straight down. I also need to make a slam plate, kind of like what I did on this side for over here for this ramp. That way it has a spot, again, so the plastic doesn't crack when the ball drops down on it. So, unfortunately, the difficulty with this slam plate is this ball could get stopped by it. I think that's why I wanted this to go up the other way. So maybe for this slam plate, it gets mounted on the bottom instead, because underneath here, there's really like nothing that's getting in the way of like ball trails and things, and I can cater it as such. Just a way to just reinforce the plastic a little bit. Because if I put it on the top, and if the ball's rolling really slow along here, the ball could get stuck on the plate itself, which is not ideal. Um, I wonder if the slam plate actually can just be spring steel. You know, because if it can just be a thin piece of spring steel there, then I mean that's not going to affect the ball going across. And this plate here can be adjusted to be spring steel. It's just riveted on the bottom, and that's just a really thin little piece. It, honestly, that might be all it needs. This one, well, I think I'm going to keep this one steel, like regular stainless, because this has a much faster drop than this thing does. This, swoops around, but it ricochets off of this deflector a bit, and that will slow it down somewhat as it drops down. Maybe this side can be spring steel, and the other side stays regular steel. But either way, I do need to finish this piece. Excuse me, jeez. So I am going to get started with that. I don't really want to work on this stuff for more than like, I don't know, an hour and a half at most. I don't want to do another 2 hour plus stream. Tonight I'm getting tired. And I want to pick off a little bit today and a little bit tomorrow on things. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish this assembly. Like I said, I want to add this deflector on the other side to make sure the ball goes down and not fly in some weird way that I don't want it to. It's not in there. Under here, under this. And so I'm going to mimic this same thing here on this side, and I'm going to use the same plastic, but it's going to be flipped upside down. Because this is just going to be clear plastic anyways. It's not going to have art on it. These pieces are going to have art. But this piece right here is just going to be clear. And edit the part, and I'm going to start doing my manipulations. And I think with this, I want to cut it maybe in a little bit because I don't necessarily want it that high. I go from here to here and across. And so this should be half an inch to come up to then curl over. So whatever half an inch is here. Got. And I do want this to come more diagonal down to really deflect it in a downward manner. So this height is, call it 5/16 or 9/32. 9/32 is better. This I can't do. I can't cut through all because then that'll go through this section here. So instead, I'm gonna just cut 1/8. You know, just so it goes through this one little piece. This I'm gonna extend up 1/8, like I did on this side. You know, skip. Actually, I can just extrude, and it'll automatically make this thing and convert entities, and then it'll extrude 1/8. Yep. And then this is gonna come out this way and down. Etch. Cross like. Oh, this needs to come out a little bit too. That's right. I had to make this come out a little bit. So this is going to be a little more complex than just out and down. But I can start it off as being just out and down. So from here to here, I believe I made that 3/8. And then from here, here, I gave myself an 1/8 here, I think. And then I'll trim this, trim that, because this is going to attach to this. This has two circles that are 1/8 in size, based on the middle of this. How did I do this? Did I just do 2 center lines? I think I did. Yeah, I did 2 center lines. All right. Get rid of that. Make sure this comes up, up, that, attached to this. Now this is going to be midpoint. This is going to be midpoint. These are going to be equal, and they're going to be 1/8. And what is the actual length of this thing? I cannot remember. Not sheet metal. Evaluate. From here to here is 3/4 inch, and then from here to here is 1/4 inch. Okay. Get rid of this. From here to here is 1/4, and from here to here is 3/4, and these two lines need to be equal. Linear, vertical, and that's the thing. Now, how did I make those fillets? Are those fillets? Yeah, they're attached to that. Okay. Sketch, extrude 1/16. Now I'll pull all these fillets down one at a time, I guess. Here, here, here. Fillet goes on here. This fillet goes on here, but it also goes on all those corners. This, and this. And this fillet, that's on the inside there. I don't have an inside here like I do on that side, so I don't necessarily need a fillet on. It also tells me I can probably shrink the size of this a little bit, just to lower it down more. So this extrusion here, I can probably change this to 1/16. Yeah, I can change that to 1/16 because I don't need that to be nearly as tall as this, and this technically is 1/16 from the corner if I remember correctly. So that works fine. Okay, and then from here I need to add the reflector. Mate this onto here. The other way. Mate this onto here. Come on, go right in there. Mate this onto here. I need rivets. I'm in Mateland. Get out of Mateland. Do rivets. You go into here. Go into here. You mate this thing, and you mate this thing again. Like yay. Okay. And this thing here becomes translucent like the other ones. All right, so there's my other deflector. That deflector does not. I'm looking at so that deflector doesn't go below the bottom of this metal piece, which means the deflector is not going to get in the way of the ball on the bottom, but it is going to ensure that this ball, or that the ball doesn't fly straight forward, that it goes down. And now, in addition to this, what I'm going to do. I'm going to take, I'll do a side view. I'm going to take this, edit the component again. I'm going to make a sketch. I'm going to extend this down like this, this, and up. So now this is going to add a little bit of a pin just so it doesn't fall like to the right side of the playfield. Sorry, trying to remember what my orientations are. This 1A, this 5/8. I'll make this, yeah, 0.75. And we're going to extrude up to the surface as always. And there's that. So now that will guarantee the ball doesn't go out of bounds on that side. Now the ball can potentially come out of bounds on this side because I'm not actually blocking anything there. But I think I'm going to use the ramp plastic. I might just stack something up on that ramp plastic maybe. I mean, I could take this plastic, this front plastic, and then heat it up and bend a corner right at a certain spot. But that gets tricky because I want to have some art on this, right? So so that means I need to stop the art a little bit before where I'm going to put the heat. Otherwise, it could bubble the art. Um, Doing any kind of odd offset printing is just not something I think I want to deal with on this game. I mean, another thing I could do is I could just shorten this plastic a little bit, take this tab, extend it out, and pop it up. But that's blocking. I think I'm going to put plastic on, like another layer of plastic on the lower section. It'll probably be fine because it's going to reflect in a certain way that I don't think it's going to be a problem. All right. Now going back to this play field. So yeah, you can see that's going to reflect right straight down. Um, and remember the ball is fairly high, so it's unlikely the ball is going to come over onto this edge. What is the height of this edge? From here, evaluate to here. That's just a tickle under an inch, and a ball is 1 1/16 inches. So it's in theory able to pinch along here. I don't think it's actually going to be a problem. Um, and just for funsies, I take this that I just extruded and make a modifier like here. Yeah, 3/8 of an inch is fine. Then trim all this. That, get rid of that. Make this. What are you? Oh, right now on, yeah. Do that. Make make sure this is still 3/4 of an inch. Make sure this to here still 1/8 of an inch, so that fixes all of that. This is going to be 0.5. This is going to be 1/2. And then this comes diagonal like this, because why not? So now, for sure, the ball's not going to get stuck over there, right? Because the distance between these 2 points, between the bottom of this and this, is now only like 3/4 of an inch or some such. I think maybe a little less. From here to here is okay. It's like 5/8 of an inch. There's no way the ball is making it through there, so I'm not concerned about this anymore. This other side still is a little concerning, but I can put one more layer of plastic along here that is another equal height. So this plastic is from here to here. Whoops. From here to here is not there. Not that. Come on. Here to here is 1/2 an inch. So if I put another 1/2 an inch up, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. And it really only needs to be right here. So if I mark this, main ramp plastic. At this sketch, I'll do a center line where this thing is, or roughly thereabouts, and roughly thereabouts. Hey, right down. That's roughly where this needs to be. Exit the sketch. So unfortunately, that does add one more layer right above where the visual sight line is, but it's getting high enough up that I don't think it's going to really occlude anything too much, and you'll still be able to see the shot down here perfectly fine. So that's good. Okay. Let's get out of that assembly. Let's go back into plastics, right? So this assembly. So I'm gonna make up lower main. Oh, that's the ball guide. I'm gonna make another plastic up here and call it drop protector, I guess. New part. Plastic right orbit lower drop road for probably spelled that wrong. Why am I not seeing all that file name? Come on, buddy. Right inline ramp. top. This is going to mate with the top of this. Oh, I need to float it. Mate with the top of this. And it's got to go half an inch from the bottom. No, don't do that. Flip them in. Yep, half an inch like that because I'm using half-inch offsets. Then the origin. Move this over here. All right, so now this guy can be fixed and can I can start editing it. Come on. Pop sketch. Let's view this thing to see where my edgings are. And I'm going to convert entities. It's this, 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 and this, this. And this is going to come straight across. That. Be trimmed. This I'm going to... No. This I'm going to fix. Because actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get rid of this. Nope. I said fix. Thank you. And this is going to come down here. Because this is going to look a little more nicer if it's curved and not just a flat, sharp piece. And then this can end like right here, which is convenient. And again, I actually don't want it to do that. I want to do more something like, it'll look more aesthetically pleasing once I get curves on there and once I put some art on there. And I need to have a mount hole here and here anyways. I'd rather have the mount hole further down. Undo that for a second. Here and here. And we'll make this distance creates your okay. And this distance 1 inch door. Okay. Extrude and fillets 1/16 curves around all these edges. I don't want sharp plastic edges because that'll hurt fingers and it just doesn't look great visually. Okay, so that's this piece. See how that just layers up a little bit more? I'm going to have other layer up like this in various spots, but that'll be more details as time goes on. And actually, I don't want to get rid of this just yet. I still want to edit it because I still need to add holes. A mounting hole here, mounting hole here. They're going to be 1.5, I think. No, these are 3/16. That's right. Here's extrude cut. Through all done. Now on this guy, did it? Where all these cut extrude mounting holes. I need to add the 2 mounting holes here. And these are all equal with these other holes. That's good. Oh, I forgot to mark where the cut is along here. I think it's like right around here. So I'm going to, this is also mounting. No, this is considered cut extrude. Excuse me. Somewhere over here. This is gonna be all the same width and height and everything with this thing. Oh, and it's somewhere around there. And again, this plastic is thin, but nothing is slamming against this section of the plastic to begin with, so it's good. I'm fine. And then down on this plastic part, similar situation here, where where's my slot? All right. This in there. Fix that for now. This and this are equal. Equal, please. Thank you. This and this are equal. And that'll cut that through. That's where that post is approximately. And I don't need mounting posts to go all the way through this thing because I already have a mounting post there. But I need a whole lot of half-inch posts. Pinball parts. Posts, standoffs. No, they're spacers. That's right. Eh? 2-inch, 1-inch. 632. Spacer. Ah, here we go. Oh, that's 3/4 of an inch. Where is my half-inch spacer? I need to figure out where my half-inch spacer is because I don't know where that part is saved. This guy. This space. Oh, it's one of those. Oh, it's one of those. Wait, really? Yeah, because then it has a screw. Right. Ugh, just don't do that. Right, because then it has a screw on the bottom, right? Right. And then that's a 3/4 of an inch. So actually, that works better if I can make it 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Yeah, let's take this one. Let's bump it up. Do a 3/4 of an inch. Let's really don't want this to be metric. Okay. All right. I remember what's going on now. So I need 1/2 inch. Yeah. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 3/4 inch. Oh, I just use those as standoffs with that. That's what I no, all right, I'll keep it 1/2 an inch just to make it simple. Because it really doesn't matter much. 9, 10. And then for hardware, I need 632 handhead. Um, oh yeah, these 631, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I need 10 acorns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and now comes the tedious part of mating all these things together. Before I do that, I'm going to change this back to 1/2 an inch. All right. I mean, I guess the nice part is these are all going to be mated upside down, so it at least makes it a little easier to assign everything. And the last two I need to make sure to mate onto the plastic, or onto the guide plastic, as they go in these two holes. Oh, no, no. This onto here. Go into here. Get these things out of the way. This can go into here. Mate a couple of these acorns Again, just to kind of get them out of the way. Raise it up. That one. I really don't feel like flipping this whole assembly upside down, right side up every 2 seconds, so I'm gonna just mate it to whatever arc makes sense at the time. Okay, now all these other screws, or all these other standoffs, I mean. And then I'll deal with acorns and screws. We really want to go right there. Want to go over here. You're close enough to this hole. Come on. You can stay there. Am I missing one? Maybe I'm missing one. Am I missing a post? No, it's down here. Post didn't flip when I told it to flip. And this goes over here. Yeah, I thought there were 10 of them. But then I couldn't find all 10 posts because one was hidden underneath. Ow. Now all these made it on top of this thing. That's where they're going to live. And they'll get assigned to each post. And then finally the screws will get assigned. Take care of these outliers at the moment. It'll just make life a little easier later on. I gotta shift the view a bit. Okay, there's those, and I'll do this one too, just for posterity. All right, that's all set. Now to move back this way, do these other 4. Oh, and there's the error my way, because they're all gonna zoom outside of my view, because of course they are. All right, well this one's at least somewhat nice. If I can grab this, I can assign this, and then I can move my view a little bit to get the other ones. Oh, way over in the corner. That's where the other one is. Unbelievably convenient. Yep, there it is. All right, and then the final annoyance. Come on, let me zoom out. All of these things. Pull these down a little bit. See how far out of the way those are. All right. Yeah, at least they're somewhat in the middle now. All right. All these things get attached on the bottom. So again, I'll start off with the two blocker posts because that seems to be the most convenient thing. So here and here. And here and here. Come on. Give me the plane. Here and here. Thank you. All right. And then those are going to get attached into these holes. So there and there. And there. And there. Oh, that's one set. And then after all of this, I'm going to put a bunch of T-nuts where the other post mounts are going to be, just to mimic that. So let's get all these in the corner taken care of. They're kind of, come on. They're going to be kind of out of the way again. Ooh. And I'll do like that without zooming in. No, I can't. What about rotating a little bit more? Now I can. Again, I don't really care too much. I just want to get the arc so these things can get associated and be concentric. Hey. No, not the spiral. Come on. Or helix. I guess the official name is helix. Click. Click. No, come on, down. Oh. Okay. Now I have click on the whole. Really? Thank you. That one. That one. That one. That one. And finally, the far one over here. All right, so that's all those. let's get all these standoffs and things in folders. Folder posts. And this is all hardware. Hey. All right, I'm going to add. Hey, hit rebuild. Don't do that. File save. Okay, I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. Whatchamacallit? Acorn nuts for all these other spots. So 1, 2, 3. Let's do a top-down view on this so it actually goes in a spot that's useful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and these are gonna all go in there, and then I should get hardware 632 screws. Those there. Nah, it's not that one. Not the one I want. A 632 standard screw. That's gonna mount onto the wood. All right, let's assign all these things. Like I said, this is gonna be a somewhat boring stream, but there's a lot of these little cleanup things that I really need to do that I've been putting off in favor of some other more fun things. But when designing this stuff, it's not all fun and games. It is some quite a bit of tedium, as I've mentioned before. But you know, the end if you have your end goal in mind the whole time, then it's really not that bad. And of course, my end goal is to have this game made and playable. But to make it, I gotta do all this malarkey. Come on, select the arc. Thank you. Yeah, I don't have much to say along with all this. It's just same old select the arc, mate to the hole, select the arc, mate to the hole. No way to make this any more fun and any more entertaining. Let me select the whole thing. No, you won't, because of course not. This, thank you. Oh, this, thank you. Now these next two. Doesn't help my hand spazzes out every once in a while. I think these are the last two, because that's a post hole, that's not a mount hole. No, not that one. This, down here. Yeah, now I am thinking about making a mount hole back there, so that's going to have a similar um, deal. But I'll get to that when I get to that. Alright, so now that has all those... Oh, I need to move the screw into place. So this screw I can't just easily mate, because this is in a slot, but I'm going to put it kind of here. This isn't exactly in... If I flip upside down. This isn't fully in the curve here. It's just kind of holding on to the thing. Making slots like this is typical, but it just means the mates can't just be mated. And instead, I just need to place it and then fix it in place. Oh, this is hardware. This goes into hardware. Okay. All right, so that's this assembly. So let's see how it looks in Pumpkin. And that all lines up pretty well. Again, the ball now is not going to reflect off of this thing. And if I'm really concerned about it, I could take this and I could just double it. Because it's just taking the same plastic, doubling it up, you know, putting a second one there, and the same set of posts just raising up. It's highly, highly, highly unlikely the ball... Oh yeah, and that just barely makes it under here. See that? How that's barely making it under there. So if I do double it, I'm going to need to modify the plastic, because I really don't want to have a second unique plastic. Basically, I'll just trim off the tip there, and then it doubles up without too much of an issue. So yeah, I wish I could do 3/4 of an inch there, but that is... Well, I guess I could, because those 3/4 of an inches stand... oh, are they stand... Oh, wait a minute, those aren't standoffs. What's going on? Oh no, yeah, because they have screws on the top there. So I could just have screws on the bottom and screws on the top, and then raise that up that extra little bit, and then it won't be a problem at all. I'll think about it. That's an easy thing to just experiment with. All right, so something that I do see that needs to be fixed is that little hole slot for the side post. Right over here. See, it's not quite in the right spot. But that's easy enough to fix. Let's go to this plastic. Let's go to this cut. And this cut basically goes right into this circle here. And then fixes. And then on this this lower one, again, that same cut does the same idea. It just comes to this point and is fixed. And now it's in the right spot. And yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of plastic right here. Plenty of plastic for that. It slips right around the post, no problem. In fact, you could put the plastic on and then put the post in. I probably wouldn't do that when I assemble it. All right, so big boring thing number 1 is done. Boring thing number 2, I do need a slam plate like right here. I really don't know if I need it. Because if this is polycarbonate ain't gonna break anytime soon with ball slams. It's what I usually use for my ramps, and it doesn't break. I mean, you can like whip a ball at it, and it's perfectly fine. So a ball doing a small slam down, because this is not a very high slam down. This is literally an inch, like just a tickle over an inch, just the ball height of a slam down. So if here's a ball, yes, of course I have pinballs at my desk. So if this is ball, I need to see. Good. All right, yeah. So if with ball, the, like the ball height is only going to be like this high up, and it's going to slam. Um, so I don't have a good way to demonstrate this here. Oh, yeah, I do. Wait. The ball is only like this high. You know, that's not very bad. Yeah. On my desk, that was louder than I wanted it to be. But anyways, it's really not all that high comparatively. So I'm just not going to bother on that one. I'm a little annoyed that I don't have posts all over here, so I'm going to start adding some posts. I do have a post right there, interestingly enough. I do have a post there, interesting. Oh, I have posts underneath some of those. Not all of them, though. All right, I'm gonna add in some posts. These two ramps and hide so I can see what's under them. Posts metal. Post stud. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do I have a? Don't have one. To go up there. And I did screw. I needed to put a screw over on this side, not a Tina. I can go fix that in a minute. I'm gonna put all these posts in. I'm then gonna put there's something else I was thinking about. There's something else I was thinking about that I need to put in. Oh, a couple mini posts, one on each side. So by mini post, I'm talking about these little things. So these things. Oh, mini. Yeah. These little mini posts, and I don't want to put a rubber on them. I don't think. Maybe I will. Go over in here. And there's a mini post that needs to go in here. That's a. I guess it's a 832 that I usually use there. I thought I used 1032s these days. I guess I don't have a 1032 mini post. Mini post screw. Bumper foot. Yeah. All right, I don't have a 1030. I'm gonna pretend it's gonna be a 1032 mini post. That I kind of want to make rubber for the mini posts. So I can actually see sizings a little bit better. But anyways, um, start doing some mating. Not the point. Not the point. You go in there. That goes in there. Oh, plain, thank you. Nope. Oh, click on the hole. Thank you. I'm not quite sure why SolidWorks doesn't always click when I click. Maybe it's because the mouse moves ever so slightly, so it thinks I'm doing a drag rather than a click. Because I'm using the stylus. I don't use an actual mouse. Um, that might have something to do with it. I really don't know. But it is annoying when I have to click like, gosh, I when I have to click like 10 times. Forgot to flip this mate. That's why I was distressed for a moment. All right, now over here, this last post here for this side. Okay, now I'll do a mini post in the middle. The 832, which, like I said, I actually use 1032s down the middle here, but I don't have a 1032 part, so oh well. Oh well to me. I'll model up a 1032 part at some point. Shoot that. I actually need a washer for this. Technically, I need washers for underneath all that too. So, bummer me, but I can fix that later on. Hardware, not E-clamps. Washers. Number 8. Actually, I'm just gonna make this a number 10, just to begin with. Technically, it should be a number 10 anyways. Where did the washer go? Oh, give me a break. Just like dealing with hardware in real life. You don't know where the hell the hardware disappears to half the time when you put it on your table. This goes in over here. And then technically, bottom. Technically, I have a hardware. Need an 8. Hey, need an H32, and I need a 3/8 hex screw. This hex screw is going to go, on this thing. And then this is going to be on the bottom of the playfield. And this is going to be in the hole. I was trying to fix that. In the hole there. Okay, and then let's go bottom again. And move this screw right into the nook, like right there. These screws help prevent the T-nuts from twisting out undesirably. And so this hex screw, it looks like it's conflicting with this flipper, but in reality it doesn't, because the post really doesn't go that deep. Just to give you an idea. All right, so now I have other posts I need to deal with. I have these other 4 posts. So we'll start with the furthest, because why not? Okay. And I forgot to flip that mate. Hang on a second. Let's go to here, go to here, go to here, and flip it. There we go. Yeah, don't show me that. Okay. Now let's not forget to flip these other 2. Not onto that, and flip it. Good. Mate this into here. And then this mates onto here. Flip it. Good. And that goes in here. Oh, right. Click on the thing, thank you. This mates onto here. And again, there probably should be a washer under this, but oh well. There. Then click this and mate that into this hole, this dimple right over here. All right. Okay. So, what other hardwares do I have? Handhead, I have. Oh, that's only 440. I want 632, 1.5. That is 100% not what I want. Okay. Those are bolts. I don't want a bolt. I want a screw. All right, I don't have the right size screw to put into these slots because these use regular wood screws. Oh, I'm getting tired. Those use regular wood screws, not bolt type screws. I guess technically it uses piercing screws, not regular screws. Oh right, I wanted to color all the targets. How would I do that? So on this side is going to be um, yellow. This is going to be green, so it's dark green, but it's going to be translucent. Where's my opacity? Shyness, speculative, transparency. Yeah, this is like 40% transparent. I also want to add it to this and this and this because these are going to be green targets, so they're vying targets. Then this I want again. So I want this to be orange, but it's 40% transparency. Same with this one. All right. This is going to be red, and it's also 40% transparency. 3, 4. And this one over here, I don't know what color I want this to be. I think there's blue available, right? Let's see if there's blue. Um, what? It is clear. Clear is $9. Orange, yellow. Blue target. Not the design I want. All right, you know what? We'll leave it white because I can use the milky white target if need be. I can use the milky white target, so we'll leave it white. Those targets are a little more accurate. All right, so for anyone who's curious how I render, there's actually something called well, there's just like a rendering feature in this program. Put that more in the middle. Photo works preview window. I pull this down here, you can see the preview windows coming up. It takes a minute to render. It might take a moment to figure out what window size you got to use. And then I can also, if I go back here, the size of that, and zoom out in here a little bit. See that how that affects that. If I rotate this, it'll then in real time try to adjust and rotate. That's actually a better view because now you can see all the targets, right? Let's just zoom this out a little bit more. Not bad. Too far. Yeah, that's not bad. Then you can see all the transparent targets and everything in there. Oh, I don't have the plastic. I don't have my plastics viewable. Oh, and all these posts. These posts need to go into post metal. These okay, mini post, mini post, mini post, mini post. These all need to go into post metal. Standoff can go into post metal. Flat washer, hex. Okay, hex standoff. Go into post metal. Flat washer, master hex screw. These are all where is it? Hardware. Okay, and let's unhide these. Hey, I said show. There you go. I don't have these ramp pieces transparent right now. And this is kind of fun because if I can really kind of rotate this a bit and then zoom way the hell in. And you can really get like a good like ball view sense. See? I think that's pretty fun. This view right here. That's a fun image, right? And you can see all these targets are kind of transparent, kind of like what I had them in. Now, again, I don't know why this pumpkin's so shiny. I really do have a matte material on him, but he insists on being like super polished, shiny pumpkin man. I don't know. Kind of like this view though. This is kind of a fun view. I'm gonna save this for funsies. Right. And let's now I have the rubbers emissive right now. That's why it's so bright over there. Obviously the rubbers aren't supposed to be emissive, right? If I all right, I'll move you up to the upper screen for a second. if I Go to this material. This shininess, specular, reflectivity, standard, advanced. Illumination, brightness. Oh, constant. Maybe that's what. This should be matte. Oh yeah, see there you go. Now that fixed it. You can't see that up there. Okay, yeah. Now it's no longer shiny, reflective, emissive rubbers. So we'll keep it at matte because that makes the most sense for something like that. Yeah, I mean this is kind of hidden over there, so that's not a big deal. And let's hide this pinball because I don't necessarily need to see the pinball here. That was really just for positioning of things. Oh yeah, these posts need to not be emissive anymore. Come on. Yeah, and if you mention say constant, then I think it has. Yeah, there we go. All right. So now that post isn't emissive. So that looks a little bit better. What happens if I make these things transparent? Come on. Really? Right click, make transparent. Yeah, that's wicked shiny, huh? Oh, something else that I think should happen is these lane guides, they actually should be green. By selecting. Yeah. These lane guides should actually be green and 40% transparent. Come on. Before. Okay. No, too much. Go back. Hey. Yeah. Let's assign that to that and that. No, 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 no. No, I don't want it on the main playing field. Let's try this again. Oops. Let's this. That transparency 2.4 right off the bat. Use dark green. Oh, and I have to go to 0.4 again. Okay, and then set this to green also. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna do two things. I'm going. Come on, make this transparent. Okay, so I am going to save this screenshot. Nope, I don't want all of that. I want just this. Um, drop this along here. Drop this. There. That's fun. So those are a couple fun images. Now let's get one of the other side. The other side has that complex ball assembly thing, right? So I think I'm gonna leave this plastic not transparent because um, that complicates things. And actually, this one right here, can you let me select that piece of plastic, please? Exists. Uh, right ramp return. Right ramp. Upper reflector. This, nope. This, nope. This. Make that not transparent. Hey, what just happened? Make you not transparent. Come on. All right, hold on. Something weird's going on. I should be able to just change that one piece. Change the transparency of that. Really? All right, well, it doesn't want to change transparency of that. All right, well, I'll just take a snapshot of this. There's another fun snapshot. How about we do something silly? Again, because I'm just kind of having fun at the moment. Zoom in. Can I even do what I want to do here? Nah, that's kind of dumb. All right, let's bring it back to the top then. I want to untransparentize that. That. And that one. And that one. Okay, so now those are back to normal. Rotate. Just like there. Change this to be perspective. Zoom in. Like that. This up a little bit. Print screen. Throw this in here. And I'll post these images maybe at some point. Anyways, I got a few fun images that I'll save. I think that's it. I think that's all I'm going to do right now. I just wanted to do a lot of the bit. Oh, no, there is one more thing I need to do that I keep bloody forgetting to. I need, see this teardrop shape? I need to get this teardrop shape over here. Sketch. Not sketch. Edit. Now sketch. What? No, what are you doing? Oh. Start here, go over here. Over here. Back up here. Okay. Actually, no, this can't be a... Stop that. This can't be a separate sketch. This has to be the primary sketch because of how things need to be shaped. Because this all needs to be tangent and everything. And if I do it outside of this, I don't think I can properly make things tangent. I don't think. Maybe I can. Maybe I'm just a fool. But let's just assume here for a moment. Perpendicular. Okay, so now we have a shape like that. How is this kind of shaped on this side? This goes to the right of the insert a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, it's about like that. This shape here. All right, I'll need to do vertex to vertex. Otherwise, it's gonna complain to me. Okay, what is this size? Text, where are you? Text. You are not in a convenient spot, text. All right, I'll do 1.25 inches. And I'm gonna say this has fillet of 1/116. Oh, 1/8. Yeah, and this goes up 1 3/8. Pull it up a little bit more. The ball is going to ride down and into that. All hunky-dory. And that is roughly my shape. And it seems to be about right on both sides. Oh, this has a much bigger curvature, doesn't it? Yeah, this curve is definitely 3/16, I think. Why, text, are you disappearing on me? Actually, let's do a quick measurement while I'm here. Yeah, that's 3/16. Okay. That means this is really 0.5. 7/5 and 5/8. Trying to get it roughly equal, and I guess it's 1 5/8. Okay. Oh yeah, that seems about equal on both sides now. Cool. That's what I wanted to do. That kind of, no, that doesn't invalidate this because you can't see them. So I'm fine with it. Okay. So I think that's it for today's stream. Again, I guess I got to around the 2 hour mark again, an hour and 40 minutes. Yeah, good. That's fine. I did get a lot of this annoying stuff done. So next stream, I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I'm not adding the slam plate. Next stream, I'm gonna fix this edge here. This guide and this ramp, and I'm going to make sure the plastic along here is the right shape, or has either is the right shape, or oh, I need to replace this thing. I'll do that next time. That needs to be a screw like it is on the left side. Uh, but really next time, other than the ramp, I'm not gonna screw with the side anymore. Other than the ramp that really needs to get done before I can make anything, I'm gonna start working on the vine toy that's over here, because the slingshot is actually supposed to be a vine that flips the ball. So I'd like to extend the slingshot up a little bit, have a plastic vine tip that can be rotated on a spring. So whenever this kicks forward, it'll flip forward, and then it's going to be on like a little lever and such in the back. It's going to need a metal reinforcement piece, a spring piece, a couple attachment points for the spring, a plastic piece that covers it to make it look like the vine, and then it's going to disappear behind plastic, like a drawn piece of plastic in the back that kind of goes vertical. And I think that'll be kind of fun. Now, the reason I want to do this before I cut the playfield, I don't know if I'm going to need to mount something on the ground to make it more sturdy, or maybe I can just mount it on the plastic that goes on top of this, and it can just be one thing that kind of slides down on top of the slingshot here, because that would be convenient. It's not really doing much, but I don't know. That's also why I put this hole here, because maybe I need lights or some other thing. I don't know. But I definitely want it just to be a ambiently controlled thing with this slingshot piece down here, not a direct controlled thing with a servo or anything like that. All right, so for anyone who ends up watching the stream in VODland, I don't think anyone watched this today, but if anyone watches the stream in VODland, I hope you maybe enjoyed it. Yes, it's boring. No, don't do that. And let's get rid of perspective. Can I go back to the view I really want? No? Really? I have to remake it? Okay. You I like to have when I save. All right, folks. I'll see you next time.